Hello friends, in the last lecture we have discussed definition of infinite series, then afterwards convergence, general convergence, divergence, and then the series is said to be oscillatory, and what is the necessary condition for the series summation un to be convergent. Now in today's lecture we will discuss Cauchy's general principle of convergence for series and a few theorems which are related to it. So see theorem 2. A series summation un converges if and only for epsilon greater than 0. There exists a positive integer m such that mod of un plus 1 plus un plus 2 plus so on plus un plus p is less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to m and p greater than or equal to 1. So already friends, in the last unit, we have studied what is Cauchy's sequence. So uh, related to here that sequence, here this series summation un converges if and only for epsilon greater than 0, there exists a positive integer m such that we can write here this statement for all n greater than or equal to m and p greater than or equal to 1. So easily we will prove here this result. So we'll start with let Sn, where n runs from 1 to infinity, be a sequence of partial sums of summation un. So therefore, that sequence, that summation un, you will get it to be what we call it as convergent, if and only if the sequence Sn n runs from 1 to infinity is convergent. If and only for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a positive integer m such that this is the definition we have studied as a definition of what we call it as a Cauchy sequence. Mod of Sn plus p minus Sn is less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to m and p greater than or equal to 1. So Sn plus P means if Sn is U1 plus U2 plus so on Un, Sn plus P, you will get it as U1 plus U2 plus so on Un plus P. And minus Sn is minus, there you will get U1 plus U2 plus so on plus Un, and you will get it to be less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to m and p greater than or equal to 1. So what are the terms left here? Up to here un terms are there. After un, there you will get un plus 1. Means you will get in this first bracket, you will get the terms like this one. u1 plus u2 plus so on plus un. Plus there you will get un plus 1 plus un plus 2 plus so on un plus p. So the first n terms from this bracket gets cancelled with these n terms, and there remains what mod of un plus 1 plus un plus 2 plus so on plus un plus p is less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to m and p greater than or equal to 1. And easily it proves here this one statement. So here we have used here this definition as a definition of what we call it as a Cauchy sequence, and easily we have proved here that one result, that is a series summation un converges if and only for epsilon greater than 0 there exists a positive integer m such that you will get here this statement, and that statement we have proved here. Afterwards, friend, next theorem is if summation un is equal to u and summation vn equal to v, then summation of un plus or minus vn is nothing but equal to u plus or minus v. That is, if summation un converges to u, summation vn converges to v, then summation of un plus vn converges to what? Un plus or minus, this must be plus or minus, friends. Only I have written here plus sign, so it must be plus or minus, converges to u plus or minus v. So first we will consider here, friends, Sn be the sum of partial terms corresponding to the series summation un, and Tn be the sequence of the partial sums corresponding to the series Vn. So let Sn we have taken it to be corresponding to un, that is u1 plus u2 plus so on un. Tn we have taken the sequence of partial sums for the series V, that is V1 plus V2 plus so on Vn. The partial sums of the series is summation Uvn and summation Vn respectively. Since summation Uvn is given to Vu, summation Vn is given to Vv, so there you will get summation Uvn is there you will get limit of Sn. Limit of this right hand side is nothing but summation un, and if we are taken means Sn equal to, you will get summation un, and if we are taken the limit of Sn as n tends to infinity, or if we are taken limit of this by substituting here the value of right hand side as summation un as n tends to infinity, LHS will get limit of Sn as n tends to infinity is equal to right hand side you will get what, that limit of un as n tends to infinity, and that is nothing but equal to u. And in similar way there you will get from this statement limit of Tn as n tends to infinity is equal to phi. So once you know this, if we have taken Pn be the sequence of partial sums of summation Uvn plus Vn, then Pn we can write it as U1 plus V1 plus U2 plus V2 plus so on Uvn plus Vn. So you collect here the terms containing U1, U2, so on Uvn together, V1, V2, so on Vn together. So therefore we get Pn, that is the sequence of partial sums of summation Un plus Vn. We can write it as Sn plus Tn for all n belongs to I, that is set of positive integers. And now you take limit as n tends to infinity on both the sides. There you will get limit of Pn as n tends to infinity is equal to limit of Sn as n tends to infinity plus limit of Tn as n tends to infinity. But limit of Sn as n tends to infinity is u, limit of Tn as n tends to infinity is v. So you will get limit of Pn as n tends to infinity is equal to what? U plus v, which proves the required result. Summation of un plus vn, where n runs from 1 to infinity, is nothing but equal to what? U plus v. In similar way, friends, we will prove here the another result, that is here summation of summation of un minus vn as n tends to as n runs from 1 to infinity is equal to u minus v. Only we have to take here negative sign. You have to take here this sign as negative sign, and there you will get u1 plus u2 plus on un minus, there you will get v1 plus v2 plus on vn. So there you will get Sn minus Tn. Take limits, it gives the required value to be what we call it as a u minus v, and easily we will get that proof. So similarly we can prove what, summation of un minus vn as where n runs from 1 to infinity is nothing but what we call it as u minus v. Now we'll proceed towards the another one theorem. What is it? If summation un is equal to given here u, here wrongly I have written this double if. So if, consider only one if here summation un is equal to u, and then if this if also written here as additional. So if summation un is equal to u, then summation cun is equal to cu for any real number c. So see what is this statement. If summation un is equal to u, then summation cun equal to c into u for any real number c. So we will consider here what we call it as a Sn, where n runs from 1 to infinity, and Tn. No need to consider here this sequence. Here only consider this sequence corresponding to un. Let Sn n runs from 1 to infinity be sequence of partial sum of the series summation un and summation cun, or here two sequences taken. Corresponding to un, it is taken to be Sn, and corresponding to cun, another sequence is taken to be Tn. So therefore Sn we can write it as u1 plus u2 plus so on un, and Tn we can write it as cu1 plus cu2 plus so on cun. So this can be written as here, taking c as common, there you will get u1 plus u2 plus on un, but u1 plus u2 plus on un is nothing but here Sn. So there you will get what, Tn equal to C into Sn. Since summation un is given to be u, therefore you will get limit of Sn as n tends to infinity is equal to u. So taking limit as n tends to infinity of 1, there you will get limit of Tn as n tends to infinity is equal to C is any real number into we can write limit of Sn as n tends to infinity, and there you will get that limit to be what? Here C into u. So what is limit of Tn as n tends to infinity? That is nothing but summation n runs from 1 to infinity Cun, and that is nothing but equal to you will get we have proved it as C into u by the help of here this equation 2. We easily will get here the proof of here this theorem number 4 also, mm, which proves what? Summation of Cun equal to Cu, which is nothing but what we call it as a required result. Now, friends, you must know here this as a one more definition, telescoping sums. So, if sum can be written in a special form below, means like this, in a simple calculation, gives the following closed form: u2 minus u1 plus u3 minus u2 plus so on. There, u4 minus u3 plus so on, un minus un minus 1 is equal to, it gives it to be what? Un minus u1, and we call such a sum as such sum telescoping as an indication of the method that can be used to compute it. So if the sum is in this form, then in that case we call that sum as a telescoping sum. So you must know here this definition because we use here this definition while solving the problems. So see, what is the given here? First example, see, test the convergence of the series, and here this series is provided to you. So friends, what you have to do, at the end of this topic, I will tell to you how to check the convergence. At this stage, by telescoping these sums, easily we will find here, or only we have studied here one theorem. That is here the necessary condition for the summation un is to be convergent is its limit is equal to, or what we call it as a 0. So see, we have taken here, let summation un must be here, where n runs from 1 to infinity is equal to, we can take here this, so un must be here on LHS. So telescoping the partial sum Sn of this series using partial fraction we get. So you write here this un equal to, you will get 1 upon 3n plus 1 into 3n plus 4, and you write here 1 upon 3n plus 1 into 3n plus 4 by partial fraction. So it gives un to be this one, and you will write this by partial fraction. You will get here a upon 3n plus 1 plus b upon 3n plus 4, and if we have calculated the values of a and b, a equal to, you will get 1 by 3 and b equal to minus 1 by 3. So this step, from this step is written by method of partial fraction, or you see, you write here 3n plus 1 here in the denominator, here 3n plus 4 here in the denominator, and you check for what value of n you will get here denominator as 0, so that value is minus 1 by 3. So except here this first bracket, put n equal to minus 1 by 3, so there you will get numerator to be 1, and denominator you will get minus 1 plus 4, that is 1 by 3. So the value of partial fraction corresponding to 3n plus 1 you will get 1 by 3, and in similar way, for what value of n here you will get denominator as 0, so there you will get that denominator to be 0. If you replace here n equal to what we call it as a minus 4 by 3. So except here this bracket, put n equal to minus 4 by 3. So there you will get numerator to be 1, and denominator you will get minus 4 plus 1, that is minus 3. So there you will get minus 1 by 3 as value of b. And then we can write this is un. So if you replace n equal to 1 there, what it gives, you see, 1 by 3 into there you will get 1 by 4 minus 1 by 7, plus if you replace n equal to 2 here, there you will get 1 by 3 into there you will get 1 by 7 minus 1 by 10, and so on. Here last term you will get here un means this one, and earlier you will get un minus 1. So if you replace here n by n minus 1, you will get here this term. And now friends, what happens, you see here, further after here this step, here 1 by 3 into 1 by 4 remains as it is there. And what happens, 1 by 3 into minus 1 by 7 plus 1 by 3 into 1 by 7, this second term and this first term gets cancelled. This second term, this first term gets cancelled. This second term, this first term gets cancelled, and so on. This second term, this first term gets cancelled, means only remains here this term. So there you will get first term from this 1 by 3 into 1 by 4. There you will get minus 1 by 3 into 1 upon 3 n plus 4. Rest of the terms there gets cancelled. And there you will get Sn equal to 1 by 3 into what? There 1 by 3, this 1 by 3 and this 1 by 3 is taken common. There remains 1 by 4 minus 1 upon 3 n plus 4. And then you take limit as n tends to infinity. So if you have taken limit as n tends to infinity, there you will get here this limit to be what we call it as a 1 by 3 into 1 by 4 as it is. And if we have taken limit of this second term as n tends to infinity, there you will get 1 upon infinity, means this second term you will get it to be 0. That is written here. So there you will get required answer to be what? 1 by 12. So limit of Sn as n tends to infinity, you will get it to be 1 by 12. So its meaning is our series converges to what we call it as 1 by 12. Means our series is convergent, given series, and that series converges to what we call it as 1 by 12. Now I will proceed towards one more example which is based on it. Find the sum of the series. 1 upon 2 factorial plus 2 upon 3 factorial plus 3 upon 4 factorial plus so on. So in general, given series is what? 1 upon 2 factorial plus 2 upon 3 factorial plus 3 upon 4 factorial plus so on. So if you observe here n, here 1 is here, 2 is here, 2 is here, 3 is here, 3 is here, 4 is here. Means if n is here, here you will get n plus 1. So general term of here this series you will get it to be n upon n plus 1 factorial. So there you will get this series we can write in general summation n runs from 1 to infinity n upon n plus 1 factorial. So we know here un. So this is nothing but summation un. Summation un equal to summation n upon n plus 1 factorial. Means un you will get n upon n plus 1 factorial. Now what you have to do, you adjust n plus 1 in numerator. So you write plus 1 and minus 1 and separate two terms. And then if you simplify it, there you will get n plus 1 upon n plus 1 factorial minus 1 upon n plus 1 factorial. But friends, n plus 1 factorial, we can write it as n plus 1 into n factorial. So n plus 1, n plus 1 into n factorial, no change in the second term, it remains as it is. So what happens, this n plus 1 gets cancelled. There you will get 1 upon n factorial minus 1 upon n plus 1 factorial, this second term as it is. So partial sum of summation un Sn is given as u1 plus u2 plus 1 un, and that gives it to be like this one. If you replace n equal to 1, there you will get 1 upon 1 factorial minus 1 upon 2 factorial, that is written here. Plus, if you replace n equal to 2, there you will get 1 upon 2 factorial minus 1 upon 3 factorial, and so on. This is your un as it is here. Now if you observe, this second term, this first term gets cancelled. This second term, first term gets cancelled. Here from earlier term, second term and this first term gets cancelled. And there remains only this first and last term. That is 1 upon 1 factorial minus 1 upon n plus 1 factorial. Now you take limit as n tends to infinity. If you have taken limit as n tends to infinity, there you will get limit to be 1. Here limit of this term as n tends to infinity becomes tends to 0. So there you will get what? Limit of Sn as n tends to infinity is equal to 1 minus limit of this term as n tends to infinity, and it tends to what? 0. This limit of Sn as n tends to infinity, you will get it to be 1. Its meaning is the given series converges to what we call it as a 1. Find sum means you find the limit of Sn as n tends to infinity, and we obtained it to be 1. Its meaning is the given series converges to 1. Now friends, today what we have discussed here three theorems, and then afterwards the examples which are based on it. So in my sense, if you understand the proof of each and every theorem and today's examples, in next lecture we'll discuss here a series of positive terms, one or two theorems, and then the examples which are based on it. So today we'll stop here. Have a good day, friends.